Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV, and we finally have the SSR9 ready for a little bit of a breakdown. So we are going to go through the features of this, see what's attached to it, how this thing runs, what's inside it, and then we're going to take it up to our range and put some rounds down there, see what it's like accuracy-wise, throw it through a chrono, and see what this thing is achieving and what you could put on a field in the very near future. So with these videos, we always start from the front and work our way back. So you can see the CNC'd aluminium flash hider, muzzle flash, sound hog, whatever you want to call it, on the front here. This is what gives this thing its bark. It does have a bit of a bite, but this is where the bark comes from. This thing is churning out almost 100 decibels when you're firing off on full auto. Again, it is a loud beast. Doesn't mean you can't take it off. There's a small grub screw under here, so please be aware of that. Underneath there's a 40mm counterclockwise thread, so any of your standard accessories can go straight on there. Coming back, we have a CNC'd front rail. The grip has been added by us along with the sight, so out of the box you will just have this rail on the front. We've got a very small section of riz here, again with the sort of build and the style it's going for. Very good for sort of a WML torch or a little pistol torch or something as a little aiming device, nice and neatly on the front there, or iron sights if you want to go that way. We then have M-lock on the top, bottom, left and right, and we do have some at the angles as well, so you have real estate for absolutely any accessory you could possibly need on this thing, but I think a lot of people are going to keep this streamlined and lightweight. With the missing riz at the top as well, means it is very comfortable to get a bit of a clamp over the top and not interfere with any of your shots. Coming even further back, we do have the receiver. The receiver is polymer, so again, trying to keep that weight down, keeping that high speed, low drag sort of game style going on. So this thing is really, really light. We haven't weighed it yet, so we haven't got the spec, but if you check it out online, we can see what that is. Control wise, it is slightly right-handed dominant. So on the left-hand side, we have safe, semi, and full auto. Mag release on the right-hand side, and the ping pong on the left. The mags that come with this obviously are specifically designed to run and feed with the SSR9. They do. I have not had a single BB miss, even on full auto, even with the rate of fire that this is doing. 120 rounds and it will feed every last single one, which in itself is a incredible achievement. What we have found though, standard G&G ARP9 mags do not fit this platform. The SSR9 mags do not fit ARPs, but the PTS ARP9 mag does fit. So this is a 140 round magazine. Obviously, budget-wise, these are a little bit more. So if you want to get loads and loads of mags and run around with like 10, 20 mags, this is probably your best bet. If you're only wanting a couple and getting that extra 20 rounds per magazine, this is also an option. So the PTS mags do fit, do feed, and run very, very well, and the SSR9 mags. So G&G ARP9 mags, so the drum mag and things like that will not fit this platform. We do have the blade trigger, again, allowing for that sort of bump, the semi-auto, things like that. On the stock and various things, we do get a lot of the times when people build CQB platforms or skeletonized ones, they also have a shorter buffer tube. Novritsch has kept this as big as possible, so we do have very, very large battery space in here. It is a toolless entry as well, so you can just pull the slide off and you do get the bottom half of the stock comes off. Loads of space for a battery in there that will last you a long, long time. It is a Dean's connector, so again, battery longevity and all that good stuff. Every box is being ticked. As for internally, if we rack the mock bolt back, we do find a rotary style hop that is numbered. So again, if you are changing BB weights on sights and you've got a preferred hop level for a 0.2, a 2.5, a 2.8, then that is settable. With this one being the 0.8 to 1 joule, it is recommended to run this on 0.28s to get the absolute best results out of it. If you get the 0.5 joule version, you need to drop down to 0.2s. But all the ones that we will be getting will be the 0.8 to 1 joules. When we put this through the chrono, it was coming out about that 325 FPS. So it is bang on that sweet spot that we all like. So internally, what is this thing and why is it loud? So this is a 9:1 gear ratio DSG build. Normally with things like this, looking back to things like the high-speed Firehawk, they are full auto only. purely because of various different choices internally and just going for a basic DSG build. That is not what this is. This is a fully spec'd out, fully R&D'd and ready to go DSG that still has a semi-auto setting. So there is a lot of ums and ahs about high rate of fire. Us testing this and putting it through a chrono, we got 32. On testing, they can go up to 36 on an 11.1 that this is rated to. Some people think it's not necessary, but it is a byproduct. It is a byproduct of a very fast trigger response, and again, that is another way you can play it. This thing is designed for CQB to be very fast, very aggressive, get rounds down range. The full auto is a byproduct of that result. So speed soft, various different gameplays like that. The semi-auto is going to be absolutely incredible with this thing. We do have a tight bore as well. So we've got a 6.03 and attached to that is a maple leaf booking. So accuracy-wise, range, everything like that, outdoors it's going to be as good as it will be in a fast-paced CQB environment. So getting this doesn't lock you indoors with the sort of gameplay that you're going to have. You can take this thing outdoors and still perform and still keep up with larger and bigger platforms with longer barrels, etc. The gearbox has been fully spec'd. It has a CNC pressure cap and everything on the piston and various other things to make sure that this thing is going to operate fully on that DSG. The main problem that some people have or are sort of worried about with DSGs that after a few hundred or a few thousand rounds, things are going to start giving up. This was on the range at IWA for 4 days, and whilst I was walking past it, obviously I wasn't there all weekend, I did not hear this thing miss a beat. We've probably put close to 1,000 rounds through this one already, and it hasn't missed a beat. It is a marvel to behold because, again, with various different builds that you see around, these things are expected to start sort of giving up after things like that. But the way that these have been put together is absolutely incredible. So we've touched on everything that this thing can do. The one thing I haven't mentioned is the MOSFET. So again, another thing internally, if you're outdoors and again, full auto, you're going to be burning through mags really, really quick. If you want to limit that, you have the option with the MOSFET that is in this for binary and burst options. So you could pull the trigger and burn through 30, 35 rounds, and you're only going to do that a couple of times with a 120 round mag. So you could set this to a 3-4 round burst, keeping that rate of fire and that sort of fire suppression that you're going to get from that rate of fire, but not burn through your mags as quickly. Means that you're not having to worry about sort of bouncing off your trigger or anything. You can keep that burst, keep safe, and keep your sort of ammo consumption to a minimum. And again, with the binary, if you're outdoors, make sure that binary is allowed if you're at a CQB site, because again, with it being a DSG, the binary on this is going to be very, very, very rapid. I think with other sort of setups like this, with binary pre-cocking, various different things set up, you can quite easily turn semi-auto into a 17 round a second platform. That's not semi-auto anymore, as much as people like to argue the case. A binary trigger is probably still considered full auto, so make sure you can use it before you set it up. So we are going to grab this thing, take it up to the range, see what it's like on semi-auto, give it a little bit of a grouping, and then show you guys what it's like going through a chrono. So I'll catch you in a second. Hi guys, so we've made it up to the range, and as we've said, that this thing is pushed as being the DSG, and full auto is its party trick, but that does not mean that this thing isn't going to function and be incredible in semi-auto, especially in CQB. But and see you back downstairs. Right guys, so you can see this thing has a absolute bark as well as a bite. So 325 FPS and 31.1 rounds a second. And in CQB, a grouping like this, we're looking at just over an inch grouping with about 7 or 8 rounds. This thing speaks for itself. You trick this up however you want. It's quite lightweight. You've got 120 rounds in it. You can set the binary, you can set the burst, and run and gun with this thing to your heart's content. So let us know if this is something that's going to head into your armoury very, very soon. But if that is everything for today, thank you very much for watching, as always, and I'll catch you in a bit. Bye.